I'd like to call this meeting to order, remote Zoom meeting on Tuesday, December 20th, 2022 of the Abington School Committee at 5:15 p.m. If we could please stand and salute the flag. That we'll go through. I think we did it last time in remote. I couldn't remember, so I figured we'd just do it. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have a bunch of minutes to go through, most of which are executive sessions after we get through the first set of them. So we'll need to review them and make a motion for each one and just go through them with approval. So first up, I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes from our regular meeting in November as presented or amended. So whenever anybody's ready, we can go with that.
I'll make a motion.
Second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No, okay. Next up is executive session from that same, is it from that same night? Looks like from that same night.
Yeah.
And attached is also what we discussed in the executive session. As you can see, most of it will translate to the Unit A when we talk about it later. But if these were, and just so anybody in the public that is watching this or does listen to this afterwards, I know a lot of times the voting of the contracts can seem quick, right? Because there's a lot there. But the reality of it is we are holding meetings in executive session throughout the timeline. We started these negotiations, the subcommittee, in February, and they went until November. So there's been a lot of communication between the committee and executive session on different things there. So a lot of what we're seeing now, a lot of the details we've already kind of talked about in the executive session. So I just want to let the public know that when they see it today, most of us, and we have had this packet for almost a week now as well, but most of us have gone over any of the key changes ahead of time. So I just wanted to make that aware for anybody who's listening now or listens to it in the future. So I'm sorry, guys, I didn't mean to derail that, but I just figured, I know when I wasn't on here, that was one of the things that I would always wonder how fast it went. So I just figured it helps to put a disclaimer there. So the executive session for November 29th was regarding the negotiations between A and B and the superintendent's salary reopener. When anybody has a minute, I'll take a motion to approve these minutes.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next up, same thing, executive session from October 25th, which was to discuss units A and B. You can see the things that were discussed are attached. I'll make a motion to approve these executive session minutes if anybody wants to to second it.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. August 31st, our first meeting this school year, again, discussed units A and B as well as the assistant superintendent's contract in executive session. If anybody wants to make a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
In a second.
I can second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
And is this the last one? Nope, not the last one. Not quite the last one. May 24th. God. So May 24th, executive session minutes. Again, discuss units A and B and probably some other stuff that's thrown in there as well. If anybody would like to make a motion on this one, we can take that and move on.
I can make the motion on that one.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And two more. So the next one is for March 22nd executive session. This was discuss ongoing litigation was the focus of this executive session. I will make a motion to approve these minutes. I looked them over. So if anybody
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And last but not least, we actually did this in remote as well. Remote executive session to discuss collective bargaining with the AEA when this started back in January. So January 25th are these executive session minutes when this started. If you get a chance to review it, look for a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Any second?
I can second.
Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. Wow, a lot of meetings. All right, so now moving on, as discussed, we're going to consider each of the contracts. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quote unquote agreements, and then one with the superintendent afterwards would be what we're going to go through here. So first up is the memorandum of agreement with consideration of the AEA's collective bargaining agreement. It's the Unit A, which I accidentally had stuck to something, so I just had to go and find it. Peter, Felicia, I didn't know if you guys wanted to give a quick, brief recap of anything specific in there on each one of these. I know Unit A and B, they're not actually similar, but as we go through each one, hit on any of the quick highlights, and if anybody has any questions, we can go about it that way.
So Felicia's gonna do that as we move through,
Okay.
and that provides, just before she does though, like you said, Chris, all those meetings took place. I want to thank the committee members for staying so late and working on this, and then the subcommittee members who brought the information to the full committee, Chris, you and Julie, for all that work. I also want to thank Felicia in particular because, I've said this in all the executive sessions. There were multiple proposals. This took a year. Took 11 months, and it was a lot of work. And appreciate that she's on top of her game and such a valuable resource. The members of the association that were involved in this, and then I have to recognize Lynette McNeil, who will be pending your consideration, putting the devil in the detail and all the individual contracts.
And just, Felicia, before you go, just in case anybody's if anybody looks at this agenda online, the page number, so Unit A ends at page 8 of 15. We're not missing any pages. It's Unit A and B were kind of done together. Unit B picks up on page 9 of 15. So in case anybody was looking at that, there's no pages missing. It's the 1 through 15 was Units A and B combined when it was done. Okay, Felicia.
Thank you, Chris. Would you like me to do an overview of Unit A, then you vote on Unit A, overview of B, vote on B, or would you like me to do them all?
I was thinking overview, vote. That's
Okay.
the first option, okay?
Yep, sure. Thank you.
Yep.
So the first group is the Unit A of the Abington Education Association, which is made up primarily of our teachers. So there was as we said, there was 11 months of negotiation. There's a number of items that were negotiated around sick leave, around tuition, how tuition reimbursement is allocated, but the meat and potatoes is around the cost of living increase. So the cost of living increase on the teacher's salary schedule is in FY23, which is this fiscal year that began this contract July 1st or August 31st, actually. FY23 is a 2.5% increase. FY24 is a 2.5% increase with a 0.5% on the 91st day. And also dropping the first step of the salary schedule. So a new teacher would come in at what is currently our step 2. That will be our first step that new teachers can get hired on. In FY25, a 3% increase and dropping what will then be the new step 1 to drop that step. So at the end of this contract, instead of having a 13-step salary schedule, there will be an 11-step salary schedule. Additionally, there's a 2% increase on the appendices. So advisors and coaches would be a 2% increase in each of the 3 years.
Okay. The learning management stuff, Peter, that's going to be part of the faculty handbook, correct?
Both the expectations around using Canvas, the learning management system, and the grade posting language will both be in the faculty handbooks.
And Felicia, I think I had the 11 steps compared to the 13 are comparatively speaking with other towns. Are we more in line with 11 or more in line with 13?
I would say our neighboring communities range from a 10 to a 13 step salary schedule.
It can be whatever. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions? I guess more for Peter or Felicia, but if anybody can answer them, that's fine too. No? All right, so without that, I'll be looking for a motion to approve the Unit A contract proposal that was just discussed by, I'm looking for a motion from the committee to approve the Unit A contract.
I'll make a motion.
I can second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So now we're going to move on to Unit B. Heidi, do you want to say something now? Or do
Yes.
You wanna, okay.
Yes, please.
Yep.
Just in order to avoid any conflict of interest, I am going to recuse myself from any conversation or vote relating to Unit B, given the fact that I do have family members who sit within this salary structure and scale. And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So Unit B is made up of our paraprofessionals, tutors, administrative assistants, and our specialized tutors. And as was with the Unit A contract, there were some changes around sick leave, class coverage when a paraprofessional or a tutor covers for a teacher that's out. There were some changes made there. And the COLA, and so the COLA, I'll talk about the COLA as there are three different sections. So for paraprofessionals, the COLA in FY23, so this fiscal year is 3% on the first day and 1.5% on the 91st day. For FY24, we've added a new salary schedule for paraprofessionals to work a 6.5-hour day instead of a 6-hour day. So paraprofessionals that work in grades K through 12 will work an additional 30 minutes. At the secondary level, they had already been working an additional 30 minutes and we were paying them a stipend. And at the elementary level, they were working a 6-hour day. So they would come in with the students and out with the students. So adding this 30 minutes is a significant benefit to us, to the operation and providing support to our students. So a half an hour a day equates to 8.3% increase in pay, like a dollar for dollar. So it's a 3% on the first day, a 3% on the 91st day, and then that adjustment of 8.3% for the additional 30 minutes. And then in FY25, 3% on the first day, 3% on the 91st day. For tutors, they already work a 6.5-hour day. FY23, 3% on the first day, 0.75% on the 91st day. In FY24, 3% on the first day, 1.5% on the 91st day. And FY25, 3% on the first day, 1.5% on the 91st day. For administrative assistants and specially certified tutors, for FY23, the COLA is a 3%, FY24 a 3%, and FY25 a 3%. And an item that I'm excited about and a nice benefit, a significant benefit to Unit B, is a $10,000 enablement for education for tuition reimbursement. So if a member of Unit B is going back to school or to school, there's tuition reimbursement for courses related to their assignment or an assignment they intend to pursue. So in education. So that's an addition and a new thing in Unit B.
Go ahead, Peter.
Just clarifying that enablement is for that $10,000 for all members to access.
1,000.
Yeah, it's not that one person can access $10,000.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm just going to add, like there was a lot of discussion and work to try to bring the Unit B pay scale up to where it probably needs to be for the work that they do. There was a push on the association's part as well as our part to try to make it work, and we were able to get there. There was a lot of back and forth, but we were able to get there, so I was glad. And I just want to, for anybody who isn't aware, COLA is cost of living adjustment. Did I get that right?
Yep,
Okay.
thank you.
Just because acronyms can be crazy sometimes. So, with that said, if anybody would like to ask any questions regarding the Unit B contract, or if not, we can look to make a motion. And I know Heidi's going to recuse from this one itself. So, is there any questions from anybody in the committee regarding the Unit B?
I don't have any questions. I just appreciate you guys going through 11 months of all of this, so thank you. I'm ready to vote on it. We've had plenty of discussion over the last few months, so
Agreed. Yeah, thanks, Wendy. So that being said, I'll make a motion to approve the Unit B contract. So I'll look for a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, Wendy,
Sorry.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. All right. So, and one recuse. So 4 yes, one abstain. So up next is the Maintenance Association.
Thank you.
Yep.
So the Maintenance Association, their cost of living increase is similar. FY '23, 2.5%. There was also $125 put on increased each step by $125. And then 2.5% in FY '24, 2.5% on the first day, 0.5% halfway through, and FY '25, a 3% increase. Additionally, you'll notice when we added to have school on Good Friday, in their contract, that was a paid day, a paid holiday. So that becomes a floating holiday for them to take during the year.
And for each 182nd day, is that essentially like a bump going into the next year before?
It's the halfway point for a 360-day employee.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Teachers are 91
Yeah.
halfway.
Okay.
We do it. We should also. I mean, we pay them out as a blended rate. So we add the 2.5% to the 0.5%, then divide it by 2 and pay it out through the whole year. So they don't have a change halfway through. But then their next year's salary is based on the higher amount.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I get it now. I was just reading it. I was seeing the 91st for so many instances over the last 10 months. Yep. So, are there any questions on the Maintenance Association's collective bargaining agreement? Okay, I'll look for a motion to approve this agreement as well.
I'll make a motion.
A second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The Custodians Association. What?
So we can see Wendy's dog.
Oh. The Custodial Association, similar to the Maintenance Association, the Good Friday will become a floating holiday for them. And for a cost of living increase, FY '23, 2.5%, FY '24, 2.5%, and then halfway, another 0.5%, and FY '25, a 3% increase.
Okay, great. Any questions on the custodians agreement? No. Look for a motion to approve this agreement as well.
I'll make a motion.
A second. I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And we have the hourly employees, and for anybody who's they're listed what exactly we're referring to by that on the left-hand side of the page.
So some of these, the ones that are in bold that you'll see have been increased to meet the new minimum wage. That will be effective January 1st at $15 an hour. And then the related steps that are associated with that have also been increased the same amount. So, and then and then the rest of them have been increased by 2.5% for FY '23. 2.75% for FY '24 and 3% for FY '25.
Okay. Any questions on the non-collective hourly employees?
Nope.
Nope. Look for a motion to approve this salary structure.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And consideration of the superintendent's salary for fiscal year '23 and fiscal year '24. Peter, do you want to take it?
Yeah, so thank you. This is in line with what you just considered for the teachers. The purpose in me putting it here, a couple of things is after all the agreements have been resolved, I think I should wait. So I waited. And so what I'm requesting the committee consider is the cost of living adjustment that's in line with what the teachers were provided. Having said that, this also gets me to the end of my employment agreement with the Abington Public Schools. And that doesn't mean, though, that the work is over. Hopefully we're not going to have to face the challenges of COVID anymore. We can create environments that we all want for our kids in the schools this time period. And also, it's going to be important. I'm going to be spending some time talking with the committee in the coming months about strategic planning, the goals for the system going forward. I think it's appropriate to do this as we emerge from COVID and we look to the future. But more to come on that. That's not this agenda item. I just thought that was as we talk about getting me to the end of my employment agreement, it's the appropriate time to say that doesn't mean the work is over today. We've got a lot of work to do. If we're not continually trying to improve, then we're falling backward. So.
Anybody have any questions for Peter on his salary adjustments for fiscal year 23 and 24? And Peter, as you say, it's the same amount that the teachers have gotten in there that we just approved in their contract. That said, I'll make a motion to approve the salary increases as presented for the next 2 years.
I'll
Any
second.
All in
We all
favor? All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Felicia, I'm gonna add, Felicia, there's a fiscal year 23 budget allocation. I don't have any paper for it. I don't know if okay.
No, I'm hoping that I can share my screen. Am I shared?
Yes.
Okay. So with all the contracts settled over the last few weeks and in anticipation of the committee approving the agreements tonight, we were able to reallocate. We had set aside a pot of money in our budget to cover contractual obligations. And over the last couple of weeks, we've been able to reallocate those out to the specific schools and specific people. So therefore, tonight I'm asking you for a salary and expense allocation for this current fiscal year school department budget. Salary account amount of $21,629,518 and expense account of $6,120,258.
This is just setting up the budget that has already been approved.
Yep, this is just making two buckets.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Felicia?
I do not.
I look for a motion to approve the allocation as Felicia's presented on screen.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah, no problem. I think that's all I have. Anybody else? I don't know if anybody has anything else they want to add before we adjourn. I know there's a concert for at least 2 of you to try to get to.
There is.
Enjoy if you can find a seat based on the number of kids that are going to be performing.
172, I think.
So the next meeting dates 2 weeks from tonight, Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023 at 7 p.m. In addition, during that meeting, the public hearing on the fiscal year 24 preliminary budget will be at 7:30 p.m. And then 3 weeks after that is our regular school committee meeting in January on January 24th. Anyone like to make a motion to adjourn? Happy holidays to everybody.
Thanks, you too.
Upcoming, so enjoy the time off if anybody has it. Yeah, that's all I have. So with that, would anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
You too. I'll make the motion.
I'll
I'll
second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Everybody have a great holidays and see you after the new year. If I don't see you
Merry
before.
Christmas.